Hello everyone, and welcome back to an all-new video for Cinephellas. That's right, Cinephellas, the only place where if you mix Milli Vanilli with Bobby Brown, you get Millie Bobby Brown. So today, we're going to do a little ride-along in my local South Florida area. I'm going to take you on a little trip, on a little journey. We're going to go to my local comic book store, Tate's Comics, which is one of my favorite comic book stores. Then we're going to head on over to We Got the Beats record store to get some great deals on movies and whatever else they have, like music. And then we're gonna go to Target just to see what movies they have and what great deals they have. So if that sounds like a real fun time to you and you wanna hang out with me, because I wanna hang out with you, then let's get the keys and let's get into it. Alright, so I just got out of Tate's Comics, my all-time favorite comic book store, a place that I'm at literally all the time. So I decided to get these comics. Anyone who knows or recognizes the artwork here, it's Alex Ross. I'm a huge Alex Ross fan. He's actually one of my favorite artists, not just in comic books, but just in general. I love his artwork. It's like paintings, and they just feel so realistic. Some of the artwork there. Sorry for the sun. Can't wait to read this. But I got the Marvels series that Alex Ross is known for. So here's the Human Torch. Really love the covers, man, and I can't wait to read these. I always buy more books and comics than I can read, but I always get to it. Alright. Here's another one. The X-Men is one of my favorite groups. It talks about a lot of themes about segregation and bigotry and whatnot, and yeah. I love the X-Men ever since I was a kid. Grew up with the movies and everything. I love artwork. Ooh, Spider-Man. This one is a little thinner and amazing artwork. And I know we're talking about Marvel here, but if you look at the DC poster for Justice League, for the movie, you can tell that was heavily inspired by Alex Ross, just dropping some nerd knowledge on you. And this was a limited series, I think. I think it was only like 4 or 6 issues. Ooh, I love this cover. Just the artwork alone is just so beautiful, and the stories I know are going to be great. Just giving you a little taste of what this has to offer. And I believe this is the last one. The Silver Surfer. Which, honestly, Silver Surfer is cool. I never really got into the Silver Surfer. It's just that I feel like older comic book fans really appreciate Silver Surfer. But I grew up with the movie Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And even though he was the best part of that movie, I just never really got into him as a character. So I'm willing to give this a chance. Anyways, let's keep moving. Alrighty, well I just got out of We Got the Beats record store, and I walked out with some movies, so let's see what we got here. I have Kingdom of Heaven, let me show you. I've actually never seen Kingdom of Heaven. I know it's Ridley Scott, which I do like him as a director, so I thought I'd get this for the price, and it's on Blu-ray. Let me show you the back. Alright, I think I remember hearing about this when it was first, 2005. We have Ridley Scott, Orlando Bloom, so I thought I'd check this out. Anyways, on to another movie I've never seen before. Hard to believe, but I have never seen Spaceballs. I remember a guy in high school told me all about this movie, and it just never was on my radar, but now I finally have a chance to watch it. Oops. All I know is it's a parody of Star Wars. May the Schwartz be with you. I have no idea what that means, but I'm gonna find out. Next on the list, The Strangers on Blu-ray. This has actually never been opened. A little bit of damage, but for the price, I can't complain. All I remember about this movie was Liv Tyler's in it, and I remember renting this from Blockbuster back in the day, and my family and I saw it. But I remember it being, it's okay, but I want to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since then. And I know they recently had The Strangers Prey at Night, the sequel or reboot, whatever you want to call it. I remember that getting terrible reviews. A girl in my class actually, in my multimedia journalism class, talked about it, and she said how horrible it was. But yeah, The Strangers. Next, I like the cover a lot. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. I have some of the Harry Potter movies already. I like Harry Potter, but I remember seeing this in the theater. I haven't seen it since. Harry Potter, the boy who lives, has come to die. Yeah, that's my Voldemort impression. And next, I usually don't like DC animated films. Well, not that I don't like them. I like Suicide Squad, Assault on Arkham. But I thought I'd give this one a look, since I like Wonder Woman. Never seen this one either. Yeah, I remember these were popular back in the day. I take that back. I do like DC animation. Just I never seen this one, and I haven't seen one in a very long time. Anyways, I also got 2 CDs. Def Leppard. I usually like all kinds of music. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, I listen to all kinds of music. The only genre I really don't listen to is country, because I don't know that genre all too well. And then this one, Bon Jovi. I like the song Bad Medicine. Living on a Prayer. I know some of these songs I don't know. Ooh, nice Emily. Anyways, let's go to the next place. Well, I just got out of Target and they had some amazing deals on Blu-rays and DVDs, and I decided to treat myself this holiday season and get a stack of Blu-rays, as you can see. So let's dive into it, shall we? Alright, first up we have Kingsman, The Golden Circle, which is the sequel to Kingsman. Honestly, I read the Kingsman comics, but I didn't get into them. It was called The Secret Service by Mark Millar, the same guy who was the writer for Kick-Ass and Marvel's Civil War. But the movies I actually like. Yes, they do change some stuff from the comics, but I'm a fan of this movie and the original as well. Julianne Moore is in this, Channing Tatum, Halle Berry, and I honestly had a good time seeing this movie. So there's Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Next up on the list, we have a comedy, and I could always use a good laugh, and I don't get too many comedies. So I decided to get this movie, Game Night, which we also reviewed on this channel, so you can check that out as well. Game Night was pretty funny. We have Jason Bateman being Jason Bateman, which is like an adult Michael Cera. And we have Rachel McAdams she was in Wedding Crashers and Doctor Strange. And I really enjoyed this movie. To me, the surprise standout in this movie was the neighbor. I think his name was Gary. It was that guy from Breaking Bad, Jesse Plemons, who's he looks like Matt Damon, but like the less sexy Matt Damon. Not to throw any kind of shade at the guy, I always thought that. I remember hearing that somewhere. But I enjoyed Game Night. But to me, Gary was the funniest character, and he just cracked me up so much. And I actually got a poster of this from the theater, like a big one they had on display, and maybe one day I'll find somewhere to put that when I get the space. Anyways, the next film, and these were all really good prices. I usually don't spend this much on movies. I just wait till they're like dirt cheap in the Walmart bin for $5. But you have to treat yourself. That's what this is all about, treating yourself. So the next movie is an Academy Award-winning Best Picture, and I really enjoyed this movie. The Shape of Water. Yeah, I did not expect to like this movie as much as I did. Let me show you the back. I remember watching this movie, I introduced it to my mom. Let me focus that. There we go. Sally Hawkins, yeah, and my mom was just freaked out by this, like, why is that woman so attracted to that fish man? But I got a kick out of this. To me, this could have been the start of that Dark Universe instead of that Mummy movie. That would have been a nice way to start the Dark Universe, if that's even still a thing. The next movie, and I'm sure you guys will like this one. I know I like it. You'll Float 2, It, with Georgie on the cover. Bill Skarsgård, Be Pritchie. I enjoyed this movie. Honestly, I like the original as well, which I have already on Blu-ray. I got it for a good price. It was like $5. But the thing is with the original, I like them both equally the same, but I really like the original for Tim Curry. I just love his performance, and to me his performance is what makes that movie so memorable. Like, kiss me, fat boy. Yeah, that's just something I really love. Anyways, this is another movie. Pretty much, yeah, we talked about a lot of these movies now that I'm thinking about it. But another movie we also discussed, and this is one of my favorite movies, and it's from one of my favorite trilogies in years. And I would put it right up there with Star Wars and the Dark Knight trilogy, and that's the Planet of the Apes prequel trilogy. War for the Planet of the Apes. This is a origin series that I absolutely really like. And now the collection is complete because I also own Rise and Dawn. And they had a lot of other movies as well, but just for budget reasons, I'll get them later. I don't know if anyone's seen The Commuter with Liam Neeson. I was thinking about getting that. And they had Jumanji 2, Welcome to the Jungle, which was a surprise movie for me. I really liked that one, but some other time, you can treat yourself in little bits and pieces here and there. Another movie that I really like, honestly, I think I probably like it a little bit more than the original, and that's Deadpool 2. The super duper cut. There's Domino's as he beats Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and
Josh Brolin, aka Thanos. And I'm someone who's a fan of these slipcovers. The only thing I didn't like was Firestarter. This guy right here in the red hoodie. To me, he was like a brat throughout the whole thing, and I just wanted to get rid of him. Nothing against the actor, though, more the character. And to me, Domino by Zazie Beetz, who's from Atlanta. Not from Atlanta, she was on the show Atlanta with Donald Glover, is the real standout in this movie. I thought she was just awesome and badass. One of my favorite female characters in a superhero movie in recent memory. You know, I just love this slipcover. And then last on this list that I'll show you is Hereditary. If you've seen the movie, you know what that means. I heard they're doing a sequel to this movie with Will Poulter, so I'm all for it. I enjoyed this movie. The little girl in this movie is creepy as hell. This little girl right here. Like, honestly, she freaked me out. And anything by A24, I'm pretty much a big fan of. So, yeah. Let's get a good look at this stack, man. Oh man, so many good stuff. One thing I know I need is more space in the shelf. Starting to put these things on the floor, which is not good. Whoa.
That does it for this video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It was cool hanging out with you and getting to know you all. So that's what I have to get. That's all I can get right now, and I appreciate you hanging out with me. So if you picked up any recent comic books or movies or anything that's within the pop culture realm, what did you get? We're interested in what you got, and feel free to share your thoughts below. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take it easy and goodbye.